Well, I just read The Guns of August for the third time, and this time I really took my time with it. I was enjoying it so much. And, there have been a lot of good books that have been published since this first came out. Books by Christopher Clark, Margaret Macmillan, Max Hastings, John Keegan, all very, very good. But her book still, I think, holds up. And I think the main reason for it is that it's so well written, absolutely beautifully done. She makes standard histories. Uh, she compares with standard histories the way video compares with audio. You feel like you're right there, right in the midst of it. Now, there have been a number of criticisms of her book. The three main ones, I think, are first that she paints the leaders at the time as sort of bumbling fools. I don't think she really does that. Christopher Clark, his general characterization of all these guys was sleepwalkers. She doesn't do that because she's really not concerned with particularly concerned with the statesmanship, the diplomacy that led up to the outbreak of the war. She starts after Germany and Russia are actually at war. So I don't think. Now, I will say this. She paints very pithy, witty, sometimes acerbic pictures of these guys, the principal leaders. And by the way, I think that's one of the main pleasures in the book. But I don't think she really downgrades them in any kind of meaningful sense. A second criticism is that she's advocating that this reliance on railway timetables for troop mobilization made the start of the war inevitable. And I don't think that is true at all. I mean, she does paint a picture of Moltke advising the Kaiser that because mobilization has started and because of the difficulty, the complexity of rearranging train schedules, they had to go ahead with exactly what. There's a plane overhead. They that they had to go ahead. They couldn't turn it off once they got mobilization started. But she's painting a picture of Moltke. In fact, she comes out and I think quite clearly says these statesmen, these major guys, the Kaiser, the Tsar, they could have turned this thing off in a heartbeat. So I'm not buying that criticism. The third one, I think, is a little more plausible. And that criticism is that she's totally concentrated on the Western Front. Now, it is true that she pays absolutely no attention to what was going on in the Balkans. In other words, Austria's attack on Serbia and consequently the Russian attack on Austria. She doesn't do that. On the other hand, she does pay a lot of attention to the Battle of Tannenberg. And you could argue that the reason she does that is because the two corps that Germany sent to the Russian front might have made a difference in the Battle of the Marne. Maybe. She also pays a lot of attention to the British pursuit of the Goeben, a German ship, which in turn, the Goeben actually was the thing that got Turkey into the war on the German-Austrian side. So, a fair criticism, although I don't know how complicated and long it would have made this book, which starts out as a pretty long one anyway. Well, in all events, I think The Guns of August really is one of those books that is well worth rereading. I certainly found that, and I just totally, thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's my recommendation this week. The Guns of August, Barbara Tuchman. If you pick it up again, or if you're picking it up for the first time, I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. You'll get a lot out of it. She's very entertaining. See you next week.
How slowly did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the dead